Hey everybody, I'm back with another edition of the Corona Diaries, and I just happened to be in another office location, this one being St. George, Utah. So it's beautiful weather, it's sunny and like 90 every day. Hey, I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. Anyways, want to talk to you a little bit about some mistakes I think that potentially we're getting ready to make again, right? If you know what we know about white history, it repeats itself. And if we think about 2008 to 2010, Great Recession, nobody was hiring. We laid off tons and tons of recruiters, TA teams, heads of TA lost their jobs. It was a bloodbath for a lot of people, not just TA. I mean, it happened to a lot of different folks, but we had this knowledge, right? As leaders, we thought, oh, we're not going to hire, so we need to cut expenses, and we just did it. And something crazy happened when we started to come out. So if you think of 2010, 11, 12, 13, all of a sudden everything took off. Stuff was hot. We were out back hiring. And a lot of leaders and organizations did this one thing around that time period, which was, okay, what do we do? Do we do the same thing that we were doing before, which, by the way, we don't think was working very well, or do we outsource it? And we saw this gigantic growth of RPO across really all levels, Fortune 500, Fortune 1000 for sure. Almost every one of those dabbled with RPO at some level, some completely outsourced hiring altogether. But even in like the SMB world, there was a lot of like RPO stuff that went as well. And again, what leaders were thinking was, well, guess what? Like, recruiting and TA didn't work very well before, so I don't have trust if we just bring it back and rebuild it that it's going to work again. Let's try something else. So, reset. Big giant pandemic coronavirus, we're doing the exact same thing, right? TA teams, recruiters, unfortunately, have been hit very hard by this because we're not doing a lot of hiring. So we end up laying those folks off. Here's what I'll say is that the biggest mistake that we all made at a TA and an executive C-suite leadership during the Great Recession was we didn't go out and upgrade our talent when we had the chance. And right now we have the chance. But most of our TA leaders and people aren't going to our executive teams and saying, hey, by the way, 100% of the people we have working for us right now aren't great. They might be good. There might be some average. There might be some really, really outstanding, but not everybody. And so we have a plan. Here's the plan. Here's how we're going to upgrade our talent. We're going to actually, be letting some folks go that are average. We're going to make some better hires, and we're going to go through. And all of a sudden, now you become a really strategic, better organization on the backside of the pandemic than you are right now. If that happens, then you're not going to be outsourced, from that standpoint. We'll be using outsourcing for the right things, right? When we have these bubbles of work that we can't handle, that are short term in nature and stuff like that. But we're not going to just go wholesale out our entire TA team to the outside thinking they're going to do it better. Another thing I see happening, and I'm hearing this every single day from the TA tech vendor community, which is like, Tim, no one's buying right now. No one's doing a thing. Well, if you're a TA leader and you know that your tech stack is broken or there's pieces of it that are broken and not working, why aren't you spending this time upgrading your stack in the right way, right? And again, you're like, well, we can't spend. We don't have money. If you go to your CFO and said, hey, by the way, I have a way to increase our tech stack where I'm going to get rid of a half a person or a coordinator or something like that. And for 20% of that cost, I'm going to get this technology. It's going to give us actually even a better experience overall. They're going to take that every single time. And so we have to be thinking more strategic than we are now. So hope everybody likes this. Corona Diaries, like below, share with your friends. I'm in St. George for a couple of weeks, so you'll get another one coming from this beautiful location. And I hope you guys have a great week, and we will see you next week.